What's up, friend? We are here at this gorgeous studio, and in this video we're talking about how to choose your studio for a brand photo shoot or a brand video shoot. Spoiler alert, we are shooting both today. So if you are a photographer, a videographer, or a small business owner planning your next shoot, this video is definitely for you. So tip number one, when you're booking a studio for your next personal brand shoot, you need to know where to look. If you're new around here, I'm a video producer and photographer, and I got my start in the LA production world. And out in Los Angeles, you've got tons of spaces to choose from because that's where the production industry is. But not every city has this same luxury, or so I thought. When my family and I moved to Colorado during the pandemic, I discovered that there are actually amazing studio options all over the US. You just have to know how to find them. Enter Home Studio List. This online platform features uniquely styled homes that you can rent by the hour for photo shoots and creative productions. I first discovered this platform when I was shooting it for one of my big brand clients, and I was looking for studio spaces in Denver. I booked 2 of their locations and I was hooked. I've actually partnered with Home Studio List to bring you this video. There are a couple of other sites you can use to find studios like this, but I love Home Studio List because they keep their selections super curated. They are constantly updating their inventory and deleting any spaces that will not be suitable for photo shoots. So it makes it fast and easy to find a good space. And if you know me, you know I'm all about fast and easy when it comes to content. So once you've gotten onto the platform, here's how to actually go through and select your space. You need to consider these things: the light, the space, the vibes, the rooms, and your shot list. Here's how to look at the light when you are considering a studio for your brand shoot. First, you gotta remember that with online platforms like these, the photos will have been taken and edited to make the spaces look super good. So there may not be as much natural light as you think. When you're looking at the photos online, you do need to look for spaces that have windows that are visible in the photos. I actually shot at a studio back in LA that had really great photos online, but there were no windows in the space. So it ended up being very dark. It was like a dungeon. We ended up making it work because I brought my big fat lights, but it makes your life a whole lot easier if there is a good amount of natural light like there is here. So look for windows in the rooms that you want to shoot in. Let's talk about how to look at the space in the studio that you're shooting in. What you really need to look at is there enough space? Let's say you fall in love with a specific room and you really want to be like sitting in front of a specific wall, shooting from a certain angle. You want to make sure there will be enough space for your photographer to capture you. Now, there are always creative ways to shoot in any space, and most photographers will argue that they can make any space work, and this is true. But if you're going for like a very wide shot, this is definitely something you want to consider. Also, make sure your photographer brings a wide angle lens just in case. Next, when you're selecting your studio, you gotta look at the vibes. Look at the colors. Look at the decor on the shelves, the pictures they have hanging on the walls. Do they vibe with your brand? Do they create a feeling that you want your brand to emulate across the internet? For example, there are some killer studios out there that are highly curated, super stylized, and they are dark and moody, like with animal skulls on the wall. And while I would totally love to shoot someone else's content there and it would feed my creative soul to create content in that kind of a space, that's not really my brand's kind of vibe. I'm more of a bright color or light and bright vibe, or black and white with a boho spin. So you have to consider your brand when you are looking at the vibes of a space. Next, look at your shot list and look at the rooms. Are the rooms in the studio that you booked going to provide you with enough angles to get the amount of content that you want to capture? For example, if you're booking a space for a few hours, you gotta make sure you have a few outfits and a few rooms to rotate through. I love this space that we booked because there are so many options for photos and videos, and all you have to do is like turn the camera slightly and it's a completely different look. But we only have it for 2 hours, so we're going to be as strategic as possible when planning out our shots. If you're a business owner and you're watching this, always send the space that you're thinking of shooting in to your photographer or videographer, because they will know if it's a good space or not to accomplish what you are trying to accomplish. So once you've done all those things, you've considered the light, you've got the space in mind, the vibes, the rooms, and your shot list, all that's left is to book your space. It's really easy with Home Studio List. You just find the location you want to shoot in, submit your request, they get back to you via email within 3 days, and then you show up and shoot. The host at this location was particularly awesome. When I filled out the details of my shoot and explained what I was shooting, she actually reached out to recommend a different time of day based on the natural light in the rooms that I requested to shoot in. So that's an extra pro tip for you. After you've booked, you can reach out and double check that the time you selected will be best for the natural light in their space. I've included my link for Home Studio List in the description below. I highly recommend this platform. They just went national in the US and they're getting ready to expand up into Canada. If you liked this video, smash those like and subscribe buttons, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which tip was most useful for you? Drop your answer in the comments below and I'll catch you in the next video, my friend.